So Kevin Mins, 1421, and you get a little synopsis on the computer, you know, and so he's giving us more detail with the dates and times and all the particulars, you know. He's giving us that. So and we're looking at that. We're not saying that's, you know, absolutely true, but anyway, but we think it's closer to the truth than the classical European idea that Columbus, you know, the gem of the ocean, and he did all this stuff. This guy's saying they used when Columbus sailed to the New World. Coach, he never actually reached the New World, but anyway, he sailed to the New World. He had Chinese maps from Zheng He, Chinese guy. But we'll get into that. Maybe we'll get into it, maybe we won't, because I don't want to get too controversial. We get off to the main line. But the magnet, I mean the compass. The Chinese realized that, you know, they found this magnet, or, you know, the magnet was the natural magnetism in the earth, in iron. There's a natural magnetism. But they were able to use this for navigation. But that wasn't their biggest. They didn't necessarily use the compass for navigation to a great degree, but usually it was to check on other things. In other words, to verify other things, they, you know, use the compass. But the main thing they used was celestial navigation. That's stars. And they realized after a lot of study that the stars, you know, some stars moved and some stars didn't. The North Star is kind of more or less stationary over the North Pole there, or whatever, you know, and they were able to use that at night. And they made charts. If the North Star is here and I'm going here, I keep the North Star off, you know, off this side of the ship, so I can go that way in degrees and all those things and stuff like that. Using celestial navigation, and they were able to sail around the world because they had a mastery of celestial navigation before the Europeans, before 1421. About 17 years, or 70 some years, 1421, 1492. You know, you got about 70 some years. The Chinese was doing the same thing Columbus is doing, you know, 70 years before. And so they had celestial navigation, looking at the stars, studying things, using the stars, positioning themselves on open water without references by using the stars. And they were doing that long before the Europeans. At the time, the Europeans were kind of sailing along the coast, using mountains and all that as a reference, which is great, you know. But deep sailing, you know, you needed some knowledge of celestial navigation. And Minzi is saying that the Chinese taught the Europeans a lot of stuff about celestial navigation. Currents, they studied currents. Water moves like this, so let's go with the wind, let's go with the current, let's set the sail, and let's do a lot of other things. And a lot of other things you have to know about the ocean. You just can't go out there with, you know, diddling around. You have to. You got storms. They come up all the time. You have to have, and these junks were hard, heavy ships. Heavy ships, different compartments, compartmentalized, structured, and they carried, you know, maybe the whole floating flotilla of 3,000 ships carpenters and and masons, just all kinds of people, doctors and all kinds of stuff. They grew food and all this, carried animals and chickens and all that, and other animals, fresh meat, and it just went on and on and on. And you have to have a knowledge of all